Hello and welcome to It's Tea Time. I'm your host, Jonathan Sellers, and we're joined this week by Sandy Atkins. I'll have to mention that Sandy Atkins will be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Last time we had her here, we mentioned it, but she wasn't allowed to give names yet. And congratulations on that honor. I know it's something very exciting for you.
Yeah, it really has been a tremendous honor for me. It's been a very humbling experience. A lot of well wishes from a lot of individuals. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I know you guys talked about the class a couple of weeks ago, but it's a great class. I'm just excited about the Hall of Fame date. That's always a special date for athletics. Of course, it's extra special for me this year, but we have slated that on April the 9th.
Okay.
We are currently selling tables and seats for that banquet. It's always a big day because we have other events surrounding that as well. Traditionally, T-Day has been on the Hall of Fame date.
Right.
This year we've decided to, and really the way the calendar fell for football practice, we're going to separate those two and have a actual Hall of Fame game on April the 9th, and then T-Day will be a couple of weeks later. So.
We're going to have some alumni playing in that Hall of Fame game. We're going to have something special for that. Or?
We're still working on that.
But yeah, as you said, an exciting weekend. You can call athletics for ticket information on that.
You can. It's 334-670-3482.
Okay, and always, as you said, a great weekend and a great opportunity to come back and relive some of the history of Troy athletics. Something else that was exciting, last week we had the signing day for soccer and football, and we also had the signing day party, which was another great event, a great turnout, a lot of energy for that.
A lot of super excitement. We had one of the best classes that we've signed, certainly in recent history. Second in the Sun Belt Conference. Right. Really one place out of first place from if you're just looking at a sheer signing day standpoint. Right. So I'm really excited about our class. Signed a bunch of offensive linemen.
Right.
Signed a bunch of individuals from Alabama. I think we had 15 individuals from the state of Alabama. So, I think that was one of Coach Brown's main focus was winning in the backyard, and we're able to do that. From a soccer standpoint, we did sign 11 student athletes, so we're having a large class from a soccer standpoint.
Yeah, he's continued to do well on the recruiting trail, and when you have winning seasons, it helps. And I know something he talked about was getting some people from the backyard. That soccer is not as well known in Alabama, but there are some prospects and some diamonds in the rough, and he's been able to find a few of those as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, being able to put up winning seasons, back-to-back winning seasons, really makes you look very viable from an institutional standpoint, especially when you have those kids in the state. And then supplement that, we also were successful in signing a Swedish, a young lady from Sweden that's part of the Swedish national team as well. So, having a couple of those individuals as well has been great.
And a lot of excitement in another event over the weekend, and that was the signing day for baseball and softball fan day, But a lot of fans turned out for that, and I know a lot of excitement for those seasons that are coming up, softball this weekend and then baseball the following weekend.
Yeah, it's that time of year when you're kind of on the precipice of all the sports really kicking off. We had a great day Sunday. Signing day, you got me saying signing day, fan day for baseball and softball. Like you said, softball is, they actually are starting off with 3 tournaments, home tournaments in a row. So it's great for everybody except for the event staff.
Yeah, you'll be busy.
But yeah, so for the next 3 weekends in a row, come on out to the softball complex. They've got some great, teams. Traditionally, those northern teams come down and pick up a couple of games.
Yeah, you don't get much better than that, getting to start off 3 tournaments at home over the first 3 weekends. A great opportunity for you to kind of get the roll on things and doing it at home. So a great chance for Beth Mullins and her team.
Absolutely.
And then, as you said, baseball, they start the following weekend. That'll be at home. They face Northern Kentucky. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to Coach Marc Smart and his team.
Yeah, and baseball's have gotten some preseason Division I poll, some preseason votes. They do a top 40 preseason poll. So we are, right there at the precipice of that top 40. So.
And then I know basketball. They're still in in the midst of their season, things are winding down, but both teams still fighting, climb up those standings, trying to get in their way into the Sun Belt tournament and the seeding.
If you look at the records, there's 8 games remaining. You can really make a lot of movement, make up a lot of ground in the next 8 games. But nothing's more important than starting Thursday night. Got a home, men and women's basketball game. So, I think we've been a little up and down. But certainly we've got great talent on both teams, and can make some major movements in the next couple of weeks.
And then we still got track, they're underway. I know tennis and golf, they're about to get things underway. Tennis already started. Golf, we'll get the team thing going starting this coming up weekend or in the next several weeks. So a lot going on.
Yep, in those sports too, golf, both men's and women's golf had participated in the NCAA tournament last year. So, a lot of excitement around those programs. Men's tennis won the Sun Belt Conference. Women's tennis had a great year last year. So, a lot of exciting things happening in athletics. And, this is the time of year you just kind of hang on. While some sports are wrapping up, you've got a lot of other ones just starting.
And then we even got Troy football. Their spring practice will start not too long. I know we mentioned the spring game, but something else we got to mention was the Super Bowl. That just ended, and one of the Troy, a fellow Hall of Famer for you, is DeMarcus Ware. Had a great game in that one, 2 sacks. Could have been the MVP, but he was outdone by one of his fellow defensive players. But just a great game for DeMarcus and representing Troy University.
All week, really leading up to the Super Bowl, has been great exposure for Troy. Of course, DeMarcus Ware, the more notable name for playing for the Broncos. But then Mario Addison, who played a couple of years ago, part of the Panther organization. But certainly DeMarcus had a standout game, as he always does. I noticed last night he was on Jimmy Kimmel. I also saw him on the Today Show. So, really getting a lot of good publicity and a lot of good press. And certainly DeMarcus is, a great representative of what a Troy alumnus should be.
And you did mention Mario Addison. He had a good game as well. I know one of his plays has been kind of going around the internet for his hustle that he showed on special teams. So always great to see those Troy players getting mentions out there.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I know y'all still got a busy week. A lot coming up with softball and everything getting started. So good luck to y'all.
Thank you.
All right. And stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. And welcome back to It's Tea Time, and we're here with Coach Chandler Rigby of the women's basketball team to talk about their recent run. And Coach, after winning 5 straight, you've gone on a 5-game losing streak, a kind of a tough streak. Not one thing has kind of hurt your team, but just kind of this or that has kind of affected your team, and you just can't get on that winning way. What's the deal?
Well, it's temporary. It's temporary is what we're counting on. And yes, we have taken a slide, and this is something we did not expect.
Right.
I guess you'd equate it to maybe a batter slump, where they say they just keep swinging. And the good news is the team's not falling apart, they're not turning on each other, not pointing fingers. We've done a lot of soul searching. We've set new goals. We've held each other accountable more, and I think something very good is going to come out of it. Hopefully, starting this Thursday, we get back on the winning side.
And you mentioned to a batter streak, a lot of times when they get in a slump and they get out of it, it turns into a very hot streak.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's what we're counting on right down the stretch and into the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. We feel like we still believe that we have one of the best teams in this conference, and we believe when we get in there and we've learned the lessons that we've learned from this slump, we believe we could be a hot team in there.
That's exactly right. 8 games to go, and it starts this week as you face the Georgia schools, Georgia Southern on Thursday, and then Georgia State on Saturday. Played both of those teams so far this year. What do you know about them? What's the difference this time?
We were able to snag both of those wins on the road back when we were playing in our good streak, and both teams have improved a lot since we played them last. We've been watching film, quite a bit of film. Georgia Southern is a zone. They're going to play us in a very tight zone, and we haven't seen that since we played them last.
Right.
So that's a whole nother ball of wax to try to score against a tight zone. So we're getting our shooters ready, our three-point shot ready to go, and we're telling them to attack the middle and then kick out to shooters, and that's the way that game's going to need to go. It's a different look than playing against a man-to-man. Georgia State has some of the best athletes in our conference. Anything can happen when you play such great athletes. They run, they jump, they rebound well, they shoot well. So 2 good games.
Coach, I know you're looking forward to it. I know you want to get back on that winning side. So good luck on Thursday, and hopefully we'll be back next week talking about some victories.
Thank you.
All right, and stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. And welcome back to It's Tea Time, and we're here with the director of the track and field program, that's Coach Marc Davis. And Coach, welcome back, and I know y'all have been busy at it, traveling up and down to Birmingham a lot recently for the indoor season, and I know you're ready to get outdoors, and you've got your athletes out there right now training, getting ready for the outdoor season, but still a couple weeks to go left in the indoor season. Just kind of run us through that a little bit.
This weekend we're going to Sanford, the Sanford Invitational, and we're taking we're not taking everybody, we're taking most of the kids, but we're trying to get them rested up for Sun Belt Championships, which are on the 22nd and 23rd. So we're letting kids run 1-2 events just to kind of keep the rhythm going, and then just focus on training and sharpening up.
And then you've got the indoor championships coming up in the 22nd, 23rd. You ready for that? Y'all still got a little bit more training to go?
We have some more training to go. I mean, like I said, with us, it's a process that we have to go through in terms of fitness levels and all that stuff. So when I say rest, we're running a lot faster. We're doing a lot more sharpening, tapering events, and that's what we're trying to accomplish at this point.
Now, I know I asked you off air, but progress between year 1 and 2, have you seen a good progress? Seen what something you've been happy with?
Yeah, for the most part, it's been great. The kids that ran fast last year are coming back, and they're within hundreds of seconds of their PRs or have eclipsed their PRs. So we've had a lot of season bests, we've had a lot of personal bests. So we're going in the right direction. I want to see a little bit more. I think that part of track and field is learning how to compete under pressure. Right. So I purposely put us into some meets where we have to score points instead of just going for personal gain.
Right.
And that's where we have to work, and we have to work hard to try to score some points.
Now, can you go ahead and preview the outdoor season for us? Any new meets you're going to this year? Any big meets that you're going to?
We're going to quite a few, actually. We're starting out the season down at South Alabama. We're not taking everybody there, but we're going to take mainly our technical events, jumpers, our throwers, and everything. Okay. When it comes down to the rest of the season, we're going to East Carolina for a scored meet. It's East Carolina, us, I want to say Elon, South Carolina. So there's going to be a lot of bigger teams that are going to be there. So it'll be a very, very good competition. It's a way to have kind of a championship field meet in the middle of the season. Right. We go to Auburn a couple times. We're going to Alabama Relays, which will be a high quality meet. It's not a scored meet, but you're going to have to bring your A game if you're going to try to compete there and do well there. And then we're going to Penn Relays, and there it's just every good team in the country will be up there, and it's a chance for us to get on the national stage right off the bat and just get there before nationals.
Right, and that's a nationally known meet. And you took your team there last year, right? And was the experience last year, was it kind of to get them used to it, and this year is to go out there and get after it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different type of meet. It's not the same as what they're used to being down here or pretty much anywhere else in the country. Right. I mean, that meet is one of a kind. Right. You get, 30,000 people on one day, you get 50,000 people on Friday and Saturday. So it's a lot of people that you're running in front of. And this year being an Olympic year, it's going to be even better for them because they're going to get a chance to see a lot of the people that they see on TV, a lot of the world-class people. And, it's also, if we want to turn the program around, we have to get ourselves into meets like that where we're able to compete hard and compete with people that are going to be better than us.
And you mentioned wanting to get your technical people more experience as soon as outdoor begins. Are they getting to compete right now in the indoor? What kind of events do they do during the indoor season?
They're still doing the long and triple. Okay. When I say technical events, I'm talking about the jumps, I'm talking about the throws. Okay. The South Alabama meet, the reason I said the technical events is they don't run NCAA events at that meet. They're all off events like the 300 and the 600 and things like that we don't normally run. Our technical kids they're jumping and throwing right now. Okay. With the jumpers, it's difficult because it's so cold outside. Yeah. So we're not taking as many live jumps as we will when it gets warmer and won't get as many reps. But it'll get better once we get outside.
All right, Coach. We'll look forward to keeping track of everything during the outdoor season. And I know you still got a little bit more in indoor, so good luck with that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Stay tuned for what's coming up on It's Tea Time. And welcome back to It's Tea Time, and I'm here with the men's basketball coach, assistant coach, Coach Marcus Grant, and I know y'all came back from Arkansas and a tough one on last Thursday, but you finally got in the win column on Saturday, and I know it was a relief. Y'all played kind of a tough stretch of games where just things couldn't seem to go your way, and maybe towards the end you were close, but ended up with a loss, but finally getting that win at Arkansas State.
Yeah, finally got over the hump. Like I said, we've given numerous games away this year at the very end, whether it be poor free throw shooting, untimely turnovers. But Saturday, we found a way to get it done in a tough environment against a good basketball team. So that gave our guys a lot of confidence heading into this week.
Really getting good contributions from John Walton. It looks like the seniors finally, or not finally, he's been stepping up all year, but really kind of pushing it right now when things are getting tough. He's kind of pushing it, trying to get that team over the hump, which he did on Saturday.
Yeah, he's playing at a really high level right now. And that's what seniors, that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
I think it's finally setting in that he has 8 games left in his career.
Right.
And he's approaching every day like it's his last, and it's really helping our basketball team.
Well, then you get to come home this week, face Georgia Southern and Georgia State, 2 good teams, but all the teams in the Sun Belt are good. A lot of parity this year.
Yes.
Can you kind of preview those games for us? You played both teams already, right?
Yeah, we have good basketball teams. Georgia Southern, they're playing really good basketball. I think they're 6-3 over their last 9 games, so playing really good basketball. They have an unbelievable freshman in Tukey Brown, who's playing at a high level. But like I said, we're at home, and we think it's a game that we can win if we play up to our capabilities, and we're looking forward to that game.
And everybody, Georgia State, everybody's been familiar with in the past couple of years. A different team this year, not quite the same without some of their leading scorers returning, but still a solid team.
Still a good basketball team, very good defensive team. Everything starts around their defense. They don't score the ball as well as they did the last couple of years, of course, losing R.J. Hunter and Ryan Harrow, but still a good basketball team. It'll be a tough game, but like I said, one at home that we think we can have a good chance of winning.
And both of those games are part of doubleheaders, so go check out the women and then cheer on the men, and hopefully a couple of victories. I know right now sitting towards the bottom of the standings, but you could get a good winning streak going and slowly rise back up to the top.
Yeah, I mean, we're battling for the 8th spot, to get to the tournament, and like I said, it's a 3 or 4 game gap, between us and that 8th spot, and with 8 games left, a good run to put us right in the mix. So it all starts this week at home.
Right, still a long way to go left in the season.
Yep,
So,
yep.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.
All right, join us again next time for more of It's Tea Time.